It's really not that difficult. I mean, literally, think about what do you love doing? And what did you used to love to do before anybody told you what you should do? Like before you went to school, before they told you to be a dentist or a doctor, or go the safe route, just be safe, just play it safe. Before they told you what to do and what not to do, what did you want to do? Listen to your heart. It's not that much more complicated than that. Like, what is your gut, your soul, what is that telling you? What do you like doing most of all? What would you do even if you didn't get paid to do it? I guarantee you there's probably something in your life right now you don't get paid to do, you spend a lot of time on it, or you want to spend a lot more time on it, and you're holding yourself back because, well, you gotta complete your duties at work, or you gotta go to school and get an education because that's what they told you to do, that's what you've been sold, and you bought it. I mean, it's a sale. The formal educational system is a sale that you have been made. You've been convinced that you should believe in this system that's broken, that doesn't work anymore, that doesn't produce the results that you want, but for some reason you should go in there and follow their route because that way they make money and you get to be a good little boy or girl and be a good factory worker, right? And you're following that and blindly buying into it. Or you're at a job, you think, well, I have to do this, otherwise how am I gonna pay my bills, Raphael? How am I gonna pay my bills if I don't work for 8 hours a day? Huh? Tell me, are you gonna pay my bills for me? No, I'm not gonna pay your bills for you, but I'll tell you this, you don't have to sit there. You've told yourself a story that says, I have to show up, I have to do this, if I don't do this, then my life is over, then I'm gonna be a bum on the street, and that's just how things are, and you'd be surprised at what you can accomplish with your back against the wall, with the boats being burned. I used to be a janitor, I had a crappy job that I didn't like doing, and I built my own business doing what I love, and you know what? It's not that hard. Anybody can do it. I had no formal education. I had nobody really looking out for me. I had no connections, nothing. From zero, you can build something that you are passionate about doing what you love. You can have a business that generates income. It's not some wild dream or some distant future or something that only the special amongst us can have. Anybody that makes the choice and is willing to make a sacrifice, anybody who's willing to risk their current condition for what they ultimately want can have that. And so if you're wondering about what your purpose is, aren't you kind of kidding yourself? Aren't you kind of telling yourself that once I find that thing, I'll go after it, it'll be perfect? Aren't you selling yourself that perfect day, that perfect time? Once you're ready, you'll never be ready. I guarantee I wasn't ready when I started, no way. I was a little kid, naive, had no clue how to do any of what I needed to know how to do in order to get the results that I wanted, but I figured it out. And so can you. No matter where you are right now, you can figure it out. You can find a way from where you are to where you want to be, but you have to commit to it. You have to say, you know what? I'm not going to keep looking for it. You have to say, I already know what it is, and admit to yourself that you know what it is. Because there's something in your life that you're passionate about. There's something in your life that you absolutely love to do. And you have to stop ignoring it. If you want to be happy, if you want to be fulfilled, look, at the end of the day, when you're laying there and you're 95, you're going to say to yourself, why didn't I go after it? I had one shot, I had one life, and I blew it doing the stuff that other people convinced me I should do so that I would be safe. Well, you safely tiptoed into an early spiritual grave, and then you're stuck for the rest of your life in regret, and regret weighs tons. It breaks your back, it crushes your soul, it makes you feel miserable. Don't go there. Haven't enough people proven that point? Isn't there enough lost dreams in the graveyard right now? Do you have to add to that? I mean, really, I know that you might say, but that's not gonna work, I don't know how to do this, I don't know. Nobody does when they start. Do you understand that? Most millionaires are self-made. At the end of the day, anybody can do it. But you gotta have some guts. You gotta say, you know what? I'm not gonna go down that route. I'm not gonna follow that beaten path. I'm not gonna do what they tell me to do. I'm gonna do what I wanna do. I'm gonna follow my heart, my gut, what it's telling me. And when you do that, of course you're gonna be happy. Of course you're gonna be fulfilled. Of course you're gonna follow your purpose, because ultimately it's leading you to where you wanna go. You're gonna fight through the challenges, the obstacles. You're gonna be willing to do whatever it takes because you care enough about it. But you have to commit. And once you commit and you start to go there, I mean, you head towards the mountains, you'll figure out the path once you're there. Just go roughly in the direction. That's what happened with me. Everybody that I know that's successful, doing what they love, you know, passionate, happy, smiling every day, right? Waking up with a smile on their face, not dragging themselves out of bed, has to do with really just going there. And it's not going to be perfect, and it's going to be scary, and you might suck in the beginning. That's the truth. Nobody wants to tell you that. You're probably not going to be that great. You're probably not going to have a breakthrough. You're probably not going to make the money that you want to make. You're probably not going to have all the pieces fall into place, and that's okay. It's okay to not get it right the first try. It's okay to keep experimenting. It's okay to get into a bad financial situation. It's okay. It's okay to risk. It's one life. It's one life. Do you want to die today and bury your dreams and say, you know what, I'm just going to zombie it out till the end? Or do you want to go after it? You have that purpose. But of course, you're going to ask yourself, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? As a cover-up for not following your purpose. What were you passionate about as a kid? What is your heart telling you to do right now? What do you love spending time on? What would you do today if money wasn't an issue? Where would you spend your time? What would you spend your resources on if they were infinite? Go that way. Start building on that. You can figure it out. You can make it into something. You can go full time with it. You can become a millionaire from it. That's not the problem. The problem is, do you have the guts? Will you do what it takes? Will you commit? In that case, it's all yours.